Chapter 727, One of the Most Disgusting People. After the police left, Song Shin glared angrily at Uncle Chen inside the hospital room. Why did you tell the police? Don't you know? Because of what you said, I may end up in prison? The Song family hasn't treated you bad over the years. Is this how you treat your benefactor? Quote, since you've done something wrong, then you should go to prison, Uncle Chen replied calmly, not threatened by Song Shin at all. You will definitely pay for what you've said today. Uncle Chen snorted and lay back down to get some rest. He couldn't be bothered responding to a crazy person like Song Shin. He must have been blind to have worked for the Song family and exposed himself to a psychopath employer. Although Song Shin wanted to get revenge, she was more focused on the progress of the police. She wondered if they had already seized the camera and proved her crime. As for Hairui, what game was Mo Ting playing? Although her situation wasn't favorable, if Mo Ting wanted her to suffer a blow, she felt it was impossible. Impossible. Ever since her leg was injured, Huo Jingjing barely appeared in front of the public. If it wasn't because Tang Ning had given birth, she may have continued to stay at home and refused to face the outside world. Song Shin's affairs had stirred up the entire city and discussions about her once again resurfaced. But, no matter what the final results were, it didn't matter because her career could no longer turn back. Especially as she looked at the scars on her legs. She wondered how she was to return to the runway with legs like that. The babies are so well behaved. The brothers look practically the same. Of course. Why else would they be called identical twins? Ting Ning said as she tidied the babies' cots while Huo Jingjing minded the babies. What do you plan to do from now on? You don't plan to make a comeback? Huo Jingjing asked as she teased the baby's chubby hands. Let's talk about it after Song Shin is dealt with. Ting Ning hadn't thought about the future. The birth of the twins had completely disrupted her plans. After all, life was very different before and after giving birth, and she didn't want to be away from her babies for too long. I've seen the news. This Song Shin is one of the most disgusting people we know. I will definitely send her to where she needs to go. Needless to say, Huo Jingjing understood that Tang Ning was referring to prison. I hope everything runs smoothly tomorrow. However, they no longer needed to wait for tomorrow, because, according to Uncle Chen's instructions, the police had already fetched the camera from the car and discovered that Song Shin was the cause of Elder Song's car accident. Therefore, she was taken into the police station for interrogation overnight. Even so, Song Shin refused to speak. Her lawyer had previously taught her not to speak impulsively whenever he wasn't around. Later that night, after Mo Ting received news of this, he had just finished bathing the babies. So, while he tidied the bathroom, he turned on the hands-free on his phone and called Lu Che. She is only temporarily detained. This is not our final goal. Don't forget that our ultimate aim is for her to be sent to prison. So tomorrow, let's continue as planned and send her a huge surprise. Yes, President. Tang Ning looked at Mo Ting from behind, at his tall and built figure. As the CEO of Hairui, it wasn't necessary for him to handle matters like this personally. But, whenever she or the babies were involved, he was hands-on, regardless of the seriousness of the matter. Tang Ning couldn't help but feel a little emotional as she threw herself against Mo Ting's back and wrapped her arms around his neck. What's wrong? It's nothing. I just feel that I married an extremely capable husband. Did you only realize that now? Mo Ting smiled as he stood up and carried Tang Ning on his back out of the bathroom. Monsieur, his steps were steady as he added, since we're spending a lifetime together, you will end up discovering even more amazing things about me. Tang Ning did not respond. She simply leaned on Mo Ting's shoulders and bit down hard. You are already a mother. Why haven't you changed this habit of yours? Mo Ting wasn't upset. He simply realized that it had been a long time since Tang Ning bit. Hi, monsieur. Tingning let go and tore open Mo Ting's shirt to look at the bite mark. As she looked at it, she suddenly felt a little guilty. "Does it hurt?" Mo Ting did not respond. He simply let out a laugh as he carried Tingning over to the bed. The couple had always been like this, regardless of how they were in public. As soon as they returned home, they would be each other's most needed partner. And now, in their lives, they had two cute little babies. This was probably the most stressful night of Song Shin's life. While being repeatedly questioned at the police station until the middle of the night, she didn't even get a chance to eat, let alone have a bed to rest in. "Miss Song, if you remain silent like this, you are only making things difficult for us. Why don't you just get it over and done with? The case is already evident. Before my lawyer comes, I won't say a thing," Song Shin repeated all night. The officers heard it so many times that they felt like they'd get calluses on their ears. The officer interrogating her rolled his eyes and shook his head. "It's beneficial for you to tell us what happened." Song Shin closed her eyes and pretended not to hear a thing. The officer stood up and slammed his hands on the table helplessly. "Your willpower is strong." This was the frightening thing about Song Shin. Without evidence, she would not reveal anything, because the evidence they currently had wasn't enough to make her admit defeat. Soon, Song Shin's lawyer arrived at the police station and managed to bail her out. The police watched as the criminal walked out, but they couldn't do anything about it. As a result, Song Shin's smile carried a sense of mockery and arrogance. Xiao Yuhei was waiting outside for Song Shin. Seeing her helplessness, he immediately rushed over and escorted her home. "Have some food before you do anything else. All I have suffered today, I'll return 100-fold." Song Shin was dreaming about the future, but she had no idea that Mo Ting never gave anyone second chances. "What do you plan to do about Hai Rui tomorrow?" Xiao Yuhei asked as he sat down beside Song Shin and added food to her plate. "Mo Ting isn't easy to deal with. I don't have the ability to help you. Don't worry. Hai Rui won't be able to present any evidence." When it came to other things, Song Shin may have been unsure, but when it came to Huo Jingjing and the provocation of Hua Wenfeng, she knew that Duan Jinghong was the one that executed it. So, what did it have to do with her? Did Hai Rui act without any evidence? "I'm not sure about other times, but this time, I'm certain that Hai Rui has no evidence because I didn't do it." Song Shin then put down her bowl and chopsticks and added, "I'm going to pay grandfather a visit at the hospital later. I refuse to believe that grandfather would betray me too." Chapter 728 Tangning. Give me all you've got. Actually, Song Shin simply appeared tough on the surface, because, deep down, she was well aware that every time Hai Rui made a move, they were certain of what they were doing. But she honestly didn't know if there were any flaws in the way she handled her matters. The only possibility she could think of was for Hai Rui to create fake evidence. And according to Tangning's ruthlessness, this was indeed possible. So, all she could do was wait for them to make a move and act accordingly. "Tangning, give me all you've got." The winner and loser was yet to be determined. Unfortunately, she had no idea that Hai Rui wasn't going to chase her down for the incident she had in mind. After the car accident, Huo Jingjing's dog bite, Tangning's close call to having a miscarriage, and Elder Wu's plagiarism scandal, the public monitored Song Shin closely. Everyone was practically certain that she was the culprit, but they were worried whether Hai Rui would be able to present any evidence. This was originally a matter to be handled by the police, but, because it happened in the entertainment industry, the matter had to be resolved with entertainment industry methods. Of course, Song Shin ignored the speculation. She simply believed that if Hai Rui couldn't present any evidence, then she would be fine. But the wheels of change were already in motion. For example, the entertainment industry would soon have no place for her. The next morning, at exactly 8 a.m. as promised by Hai Rui, Hairui officially started their press conference. The conference was run by the new head of PR because the incident involved Huo Jingjing and they were worried that Fang Yu wouldn't be able to control his emotions. Amongst the clicking of the media's camera shutters, the new head of PR stepped up onto the podium and announced to the reporters, "As the reputation of Hairui is involved and multiple artists under our management have been affected, Hairui will provide a response to Miss Song Shin's accusations today. I hope everyone from the news industry will be able to report the truth. Of course, we will not show mercy because of her grandfather. Song Shin has been embroiled with Hairui for quite some time. So today, Hairui will clarify the accusations she has made against us, one at a time. The first issue at hand. Song Shin claimed that Hairui suppresses its artists to keep Tangning in the top position. Obviously, when she says this, she is merely referring to herself. But, as everyone is aware, Tangning is an actress and Song Shin is pursuing a career in music. The two women pose no competition for each other. Moreover, Miss Tangning has already announced her indefinite retreat from the entertainment industry. So what could she compete with Song Shin for? This first accusation is complete slandering from Song Shin. Secondly, the plagiarism case with Elder Wu. The case that caused Elder Wu to suffer brain damage. Tangning's film to be removed from theaters and Tangning to be secretly banned from the industry. The author of the tracker has already pointed out the instigator and the internet has been gossiping about it since. I know that Hairui hasn't given any response to this, but I will hold on to the response for now and reveal the truth shortly. Thirdly, regarding Song Shin's former manager, Duan Jinghong, her image was severely damaged after she was discovered stealing not too long ago. But then, soon after, Hairui ended up helping her debut. There are reasons for this. Firstly, Duan Jinghong explained to Hairui that she had entered President Mo's office for the sake of her artist, Song Shin. She wanted to help Song Shin get a copy of her evaluation report and, therefore, made a serious mistake. Secondly, Duan Jinghong revealed all the cruel things that Song Shin had done in the past and asked Hairui for help. As Duan Jinghong knew of Song Shin's secrets and Song Shin was notorious for her misdeeds, Hairui decided to help Duan Jinghong for the sake of her safety. If Duan Jinghong simply wanted to be famous, she could have started on her path to stardom with a completely new identity. Why would she step out to accuse Song Shin? Everyone must be wondering why someone that was so loyal to Song Shin would suddenly turn around and betray her. This was because Duan Jinghong was called a thief for the sake of Song Shin. But Song Shin ended up abandoning her. Hence, the result we see today. While Duan Jinghong has decided to be honest with her herself, someone is still refusing to admit their wrongdoings. For now, we won't talk about matters that we have no evidence for, nor will we talk about the recent car accident. Instead, Hairui will be exposing another crime that Song Shin has committed in the past. I hope our friends in the media can open their eyes to what we have here. After the head of PR was done talking, a person supporting a young woman with crutches appeared on the red carpet. The reporters made way for them, but they couldn't understand what Hairui were doing. Who is this woman? This young lady is Song Xiaoxiao. She is in her early 20s, the same age as Song Shin. As well as that, she also went to the same school as Song Shin. I'm sure everyone has noticed that her left leg has been amputated. How did this happen? It was all because of Song Shin. They were both 19 years old when it happened. Simply because Xiaoxiao beat Song Shin and came in at first place at the time. Song Shin made a crazy decision to push her down the stairs. Because of her injury, Song Xiaoxiao ended up missing out on the awards ceremony. But the thing that Song Shin didn't expect was that Song Xiaoxiao saw the person that had pushed her. In response, Song Shin did something even more cruel. She used her grandfather's identity to threaten Song Xiaoxiao and her family. Over the years, Song Xiaoxiao has been living in pain. She's watched as Song Shin climbed up the ladder of fame, while she became a useless nobody. In the past, she was afraid she'd put her family in danger, so she didn't say a word. But now, she simply wants everyone to know the truth that Song Shin is a merciless monster. And this time, don't you try to deny the facts, Song Shin. We have a witness as well as evidence that you went to threaten the Song family. We will pass that information on to the police very soon. Seeing this disabled young woman in front of them, the reporters snapped their cameras furiously. They never expected to be exposed to another story. So, after everything they had heard, it was clear to see that Song Shin was pure evil. Seeing the reactions of the public, the head of PR handed the microphone to Song Xiaoxiao. And even though Song Xiaoxiao was disabled, in the face of vengeance, she was braver than ever. Her raspy voice echoed to all corners of the hall. Song Shin is an extremely cruel person. It may be hard for all of you to imagine. Song Xiaoxiao pointed to the empty space where her left leg used to be and continued in a cold voice. When I was 19 years old, I fell from the 4th floor. If it wasn't because I was lucky, I may have already lost my chance to speak before you today and to redress an injustice. So, as soon as I heard about the rumored schemes that Song Shin had instigated, I was the first to believe it, because she is indeed that kind of person. Yesterday, after the car accident scandal surfaced, Song Shin was detained by the police for interrogation. Yet, she was somehow bailed out and allowed to go unpunished. So, my intent for standing up here today is to send her back. I don't want to see this woman roam freely with her undamaged legs anymore. It's disgusting. Hit the like, thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for listening.